Southeast Asia and beyond. Indian sailors were pioneers of navigation and shipbuilding, and trade networks laid the foundation for the maritime world that we know today. It was the sea that propelled the spread of Indian culture and heritage, language, literature, theatre, music, scripts, religion, and so on to many countries across the world. We need to be conscious of this heritage, aware of this heritage, even as we develop the maritime sector. Through initiatives like the Sagarmala project, India is modernizing its ports, strengthening its shipping infrastructure, and developing new trade corridors. Our Blue Economy initiatives focus on sustainable shipping, marine conservation, and harnessing ocean resources for the future. So as we have always been saying, Vikas bhi, Virasat bhi. That is our motto. The National Maritime Heritage Complex at Lothal, Gujarat is a key step in preserving and celebrating our maritime legacy. Lothal, one of the world's oldest dockyards, which is part of the Sindhu Ghati Sabhyata, the Indus Valley Civilization, or now we call it the Saraswati Valley Civilization, symbolizes India's advanced maritime skills. As we celebrate our maritime past, we must focus also on India's future role in global maritime affairs. India is committed to building a sustainable, secure, and prosperous maritime sector. This conclave brings together scholars, policymakers, and industry leaders from around the world. The conclave has been organized as per the guidance received from our Honorable Prime Minister, for whom this is a very, very dear subject. So, under the leadership of our Honorable Minister, we have organized this conclave, which is a platform for collaboration where we can share knowledge, discuss innovative maritime solutions, and strengthen partnerships that will define the future of the global maritime community. Together, we can build a future where the oceans remain a source of prosperity, sustainability, and peace for all nations. The quest for understanding India's position in the global maritime history is not just about reflecting on the past, but also about shaping the future. India's maritime heritage is a living legacy that will guide us in our journey towards becoming a global maritime player. Thank you all once again for your participation. I would like to thank the dignitaries on the dais, especially.
Context, I venture to suggest that the biggest exponential growth in the port and maritime segment of the country of any coastal state or union territory is perhaps happening in the union territory of Andaman and Nicobar. You are all aware of the upcoming International Container Transshipment Terminal in Galatia Bay, where all the codal formalities are over, DPR, consultancy reports, environmental impact assessment, asking expression of interest, everything is over. There are about 12 major consortiums who have expressed their willingness to participate on the PPP model. Only the final cabinet clearance and thereafter the floating of RFP is the stage, and I would at this forum request the Honourable Minister to kindly have it expedited so that this landmark event, not only for the UT but for the entire country, gets underway. In its first phase, due for completion in the next 5 years itself, it will have a container handling capacity of 4.3 million TEUs. And on completion of the final phase, this capacity will go up to 16.5 million TEUs, which will be the second biggest container handling facility in this entire country. Apart from that, also along the PPP mode, we have the Port Atlanta deep water port project proposal underway, where consultancy with IIT Chennai is complete and we are proceeding on the next stages. Many other projects are underway. With Cochin Shipyard Limited, we have executed a 30-year MOU for upgradation of our dockyard and repair facilities, as also upskilling and training of the HR element in our dockyards. And with these ports coming up and the maintenance and dry docking facilities going up, having studied the shipbuilding and ship repair facilities in the Bay of Bengal, rim countries, we are convinced that Andaman Islands can be developed as a ship repair and ship construction hub in the Indo-Pacific region, and our detailed proposal in this regard is under consideration with various ministries. And therefore, in the port and maritime sector, I see a big role for the Andaman Islands in the very near future. With these opening remarks, I once again thank the Honorable Minister and the Ministry for giving me this opportunity. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention.
I'd like to welcome you all to this very, very important, meaningful conclave based on India maritime heritage. So I believe this particular subject will inspire every participant to have brainstorming discussion and also to provide best possible input to the making of this particular conclave a grand success. It is an honor to stand before you today as we gather for the India Maritime Heritage Conclave 2024. This is a moment to celebrate India's glorious maritime heritage, a legacy that has shaped not only our nation but also the history of the world. It is also a moment to reflect on how we can honor, preserve, and learn from this extraordinary past as we navigate towards the future. The theme of this year's conclave, Quest for Understanding India's Position in Global Maritime History, is both timely and important. It allows us to delve deeper into our rich maritime heritage, acknowledge India's contribution to global maritime trade, science, and culture, and explore how to build on this legacy in the 21st century. India has always been a land deeply connected to the sea, with a coastline stretching over 7,500 kilometers. The ocean has been our partner for thousands of years. Our ancestors were pioneers of the sea, building some of the most remarkable ports and harbors of the ancient world. Our great nation, with its rich and diverse history, has been a maritime nation for over 5,000 years. From the Harappan civilization to the present day, our connection with the sea has profoundly shaped our culture, economy, and worldview. We engaged in trade with Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Persian Gulf, trading items like beads, jewelry, and cotton. Ancient ports like Lothal, Kaveri, Pattinam, Malappuram, and Mujiji were thriving centers of trade, bustling with ships carrying goods, ideas, and culture. to the distance shore. These ports were not just places of commerce, but also gateway of connection, where civilization met, exchanged, and enriched each other. In the medieval period, our role in the spice trade was unparalleled. Indian merchants not only traded with Arabia, China, and South Asia, but also established the Silk Route of the sea, facilitating the exchange of goods, culture, and ideas. The story of India's maritime heritage is a story of innovation, courage, and vision. The dockyard at Lothal, for example, stands as a marvel of ancient engineering, one of the oldest known in the world.
Indian Minister for State for Port, Shipping, Waterways, Mr. Shantanu Thakurji, and also we have the kind presence of Deputy Chief Minister and also Minister of Art and Culture from the state of Bihar, Vijay Kumar Sinhaji, and also we have the presence of the Minister for Ports from the state of Goa, respected Alexio Securiaji, and also we have Secretary, Ministry of Port, Shipping, Waterways, Ramachandranji. Today, we have a very, very important event. Sagar Virasat Sangam, India Maritime Heritage Conclave. Sagar Virasat Sangam. It is a unique event under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. As you know, India is developing one of the largest and biggest maritime heritage complex at Lothal, Gujarat, which reminds us about the 5,000 years old glorious history of India in the maritime sector. Today, India as a maritime nation, prospering faster, growing faster, and creating lot of success story. It is happening only because of our Honorable Prime Minister's able leadership and his vision. Today, now we want to remind to the people of the world that 5,000 years back, we are on the top of the leadership in the maritime sector. This is the story which needs to be known to the people of the world, people of the country also. This heritage complex is not a complex of bigger size and bigger accommodation, bigger kind of component, but it will remind India's civilization and India's knowledge and India's power and India's vision and Indian culture, Indian heritage. So I believe this is a very, very important beginning. And today, among the tallest historian, scholars, researchers of Indian university and leading institution, and also we have the presence of the leading historian and also thinkers from United Kingdom, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, Italy, Greece, Oman, Iraq, Philippines, Japan, Thailand, and Vietnam. Altogether, the delegate from 11 countries, they are participating in this event. This is a 2 days event. After like some minutes, Honorable Vice President of India is also reaching to the venue. He will have his special address with the presence of other dignitaries. And I believe so far we have the kind presence of tallest historian who is going to contribute a lot in these 2 days brainstorming discussions. And in this discussion, we are hopeful that we are going to get a lot of important input so that we could incorporate in the maritime complex to remind the world that this is not a structure represent the 5,000 years old Indian civilization, right from now till tomorrow, because through your important write-up, I believe the people of the country will come to know about the initiative and also about the vision, how India, not only maritime as an industry, but also as a cultural civilization approach to the world community.